And let's go.
I like to wear red.
And now it's time for Bikes, Mikes, and Idiots with your hosts, Ubi and Eric.
Alrighty, guys, here we go again.
Whoop, whoop.
We've had a fun day today.
What up,
Interesting
blood?
day. Eric likes to point out that I like to wear red.
Yes,
I wonder why.
because he's a communist. He does ride an Indian. I'm just saying.
How does that have anything to do with communism? Indians were nowhere near communist.
Oh, I don't know.
Authoritarian, maybe. Authoritarian, maybe.
Think about it.
I don't know about communists.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay, but-
no, because it was always for the betterment of the tribe.
Okay, so I'll give but I'll give you this. I'll give you this. How about this?
Yeah.
Communism does work in small groups.
Small groups, yes. As
So
a
tribes-
larger concept, terrible idea.
No, it's terrible
And you know why?
because
The human
people-
condition.
Yeah, because people.
When you realize you can do absolutely no work for a benefit, you take it. It's
well-
called welfare.
Why wouldn't you? That's the problem.
There's the controversy starts now.
And
All right, on
yeah.
that note.
And-
USAID. That's what I was going to talk about.
USA. Oh,
Remember we were talking about it, and I was like, what a friggin' crock that was.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's
So, yeah, we're already getting into a topic here that's going to be controversial because of that stuff. But that's okay.
all
I'm
of a
good with
sudden we're getting into like really political stuff, and we said we'd stay away from it, but
it. That, hey, Hatch Act doesn't matter now.
no, it doesn't. And the thing is,
This is really common stuff that's going on right
Yeah,
now.
the
Like
pol-
the
the-
insanity.
the political stuff we're going to talk about.
Oh, my God.
On the at least for the podcast
Yes.
that we talk about outside is very,
Oh, yeah.
but the stuff we would talk about for the podcast is not going to be.
No, it's just things that are like, how can you be upset that we stopped sending $50 million to Gaza for
different country.
for condoms?
I mean, it would.
$50 million for condoms. I'll take $500,000 and I won't procreate another child. I would have had a vasectomy, so it doesn't matter. But that's not the point.
No, you're right. It's absolutely right. But we said we wouldn't really talk about it, and if we do hit that,
But think, how many condoms is 50 million condoms?
well, especially like the ones like those real cheap ones.
They're like 30 cents a piece.
Yeah,
How many
and that's you buying it. Imagine how much it costs
Gosh
to make.
dang. $50 million for condoms?
There's probably not enough people to do
No.
that in 10 years.
It would
with that many
fall
condoms.
off. You would wear it to the nub. Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is that recording?
Yes, it is.
That's not.
What's,
You forgot to hit it on the recorder.
oh, no, it is.
Oh, okay.
It's red.
Well, hey, I didn't forget the light last night for Legion of
This
St.
time.
Michael like I did last time.
Yeah, this time.
But
you
no,
didn't.
like that boggles my mind. And then $40 million or whatever it was for the Sesame Street in Iraq.
Get out of here. That's just ridiculous.
Like,
It doesn't cost that much to translate something. Let's just put it that simple.
No.
It doesn't cost that much to translate something.
oh no, we have to completely rewrite it because it's got to fit their,
Their
their
ideologies?
culture and their ideology. Why does the U.S. taxpayers have to pay for that?
Okay, so
That's the problem.
so here's the biggest thing. The U.S.
I just paid my taxes, folks. I am not happy. The amount of money I had to pay again this year, like overall for throughout the year, is just astronomical.
And
when
you know
we're
what?
giving all this money, and then Zelensky says, "Well, we only got $70 billion from the U.S., and the U.S. sent $177 billion.
Something
Where's
like
the
that,
other
yeah.
$100 billion?" Meanwhile, people
Just
in
the fact
North
that it's-
Carolina and California are still
just about to
dealing
say,
with these
just the fact
disasters
that
in the
it's,
U.S. Like this, honestly, I almost F-bomb pisses me off.
Absolutely it
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like there's how anybody can be upset that they're finding all this wasteful spending is beyond me.
Okay, so off topic,
And that's
real
gonna
quick.
go into other
Off topic
topics
real quick.
later on, but
Off
yes.
topic, real quick. What we should
I'm
do.
mad now.
What we
I can
should
feel-
do for the
I'm
for
wearing
the
red.
for the counters. We should have like a little trophy sometime, some type of little trophy thing. And so if you have the least amount, you win the trophy.
I'm
And
never
it
winning
could-
the trophy. That's like
We'll
saying,
just permanently have my name on it.
that's
How
like
about that?
saying whoever's the youngest guy on the podcast gets the trophy.
We'll just permanently
Doesn't
have my
help.
name on it.
I'm just angry. Just put your name on it. We'll just etch your name on it, and if I get it, we'll just do a line through it,
we'll just put a line through it for that time.
a sticker, because it'll be yours next.
That'd be pretty funny though.
But yeah, so like I just like it really like the outrage of people. Oh my God, they're finding all this spending and it's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible that we spent our money, our tax dollars from the U.S. citizens on that crap.
But isn't it the craziest thing though? Like what our current president is trying to do, because just because of
It's because of who it
I
is.
I just don't want to say the name.
Yeah,
But our current president, who he is basically saying, yeah, we can get rid of federal income tax, which would put so much money back in people's pockets.
Yep.
And we can still make as much, if not more money,
Yes.
federally to fund the stuff we need to fund
Yep.
than we do now.
Well, everybody who cried tariffs wouldn't work with Mexico and Canada, what did they all of a sudden do? Hey, we're going to fix this border here and we're going to fix this border there
Yeah,
because we're not going to deal with it.
do things.
Just to put it off for 30 days.
Yeah.
That's just a 30-day reprieve.
That's just giving them enough time.
Yes.
That was just giving them enough time to.
Now, I think that tariffs can cause a raise in consumer goods? Absolutely.
You got to come to.
$5 a gallon fuel
Yeah.
under the last administration caused a raise of cost of goods too. So,
By a lot. That honestly probably caused more of a raise in goods
yes.
than anything
Well,
else.
yes, because it shows up to the port and gets dropped off in a Connex box.
Okay.
What do they have to do?
Trains.
They have no.
Let's say trains.
No, not even. Let's not even start there. Getting it off the ship onto the dock. What do they use?
Everything's gas powered.
Oh yeah, it's a diesel crane. So they crane it off and they set it down.
Well, diesel's gas.
Then how do they move it? They have to move it with
Trailers,
either trailers,
semi-trailers,
or
or
some
trains.
sort of forklift or another crane to move it somewhere. Oh, that's more.
Because there is
along
docks
this
that
entire
have
timeline,
train tracks that they just
yeah, they
load
just
onto
drop them right
trains
to the
and
train.
just-
Well, they can't until they clear customs.
well, yeah, but
But still, so there's all sorts of that. And the whole time that ship's sitting there in the dock, what's it doing? It's running because you have to keep power going, and the ships don't have a magical electrical box that you just plug into the wall like
you're saying
electric
ships
cars.
aren't EVs?
No, it's like your car. It doesn't. When you plug your car into the wall, the magical power just comes from the sky and the sun. No, it doesn't. Unless
Okay.
I've got a ton of solar panels on my
Let's
house.
let's go down that road real quick.
No. So
Let's
I've
go
got
down EV road. Let's go down the electrical
We won't
road.
go electric. Not yet. We're getting there.
Okay.
I'm going to get there. So I have solar panels on my house.
Yeah.
Because one, I got a federal subsidy to do it. Two, it keeps my electric bill really low comparative to a similar size house. I have about, it's just under 3,000 square foot, 2 stories, 2 AC units. The
costs
spouse
a lot to
works,
run.
the wife works from home. So
So-
there's constantly a computer running. There's constantly electric on the house. Like there's never a time where I can like bump the temperature. Well, actually, if it was up to her, she'd have it at 80 degrees. I just can't sleep during the day during that. So I work nights and I sleep during the day. So I have to have the AC on during the day. It's Arizona. When it's 110 out, I keep the house. I think I'm pretty conservative. I keep it at 76,
In the
which is
summertime, that's
high
actually
for a lot
pretty-
of people.
Yeah.
I mean, I will wake up sweating. Like I have,
Oh my God,
I have
do
2
that.
fans in the room that I use. I have when the podcast isn't using the AC unit, sometimes it rolls upstairs to my bedroom and goes in and turns on there because I
Dual
need
purpose.
to stay cool. Like I can't sleep when it's 80
Okay,
degrees out.
so you're one of the. I'm the same way.
Yeah,
you
I
run
have to have
hot.
it cool.
You run hot.
Oh yeah,
Just
I'm air cooled, just like a Harley. You got a radiator.
If I had a chieftain, it would be air cooled. But well, actually, no. The new chieftains,
They're liquid cooled now.
Yeah, no,
Well,
they're not. They have the
oil
option.
cooled, yeah.
They have the option.
Well, the new Harley,
Which
dual
one?
cooled, all of them.
Oh, yeah,
they're all dual cooled now.
cooled,
So they have oil and radiators on them now.
no. So the new chieftain, they're
Well,
you
the
have
new
the
Harleys, I
option.
think, are water cooled heads, oil cooled
Yes.
bottom end,
Yes.
but something like that.
But the new chieftain, so that's the equivalent to the Street Glide.
yes.
You have the option to either get the Thunderstroke, which is the air cooled,
Yep.
or to get the Power Max, which is what I have or the Power Plus,
Power Plus.
that I have in my
Yeah.
motorcycle.
Yep. I'd
So
go with the liquid cooling, honestly.
Absolutely.
You can get
Better
more power,
power.
better. Well, it's not necessarily better power because it's actually lower.
Sound is different though. That's if you're a big sound person.
Honestly, it's because it's dual overhead cam.
Yes.
That's most of the sound difference is the dual overhead cams.
Oh yeah.
Push rod. That's why Harley has been. I think honestly, I think that's
It's
why
an
they've
iconic
been
sound
so.
because of it.
They've been so like remiss to going to that motor because it doesn't have the Harley sound.
Yeah.
Like you can't make
It's
a
an
dual
iconic
overhead
sound.
sound. You can't make it with a clown. You can't make a dual overhead cam sound like a push rod.
It doesn't have.
It's no different
Okay,
between the
that's the same thing.
5-liter Mustangs
LS.
from the early 90s, right?
Yeah.
Remember they had the 5-liter Mustang
Yes.
from the early 90s, push rod V8.
4.9 that
Yeah.
they called a 5.0.
But now
Remember?
the 5-liter, which is still 4.9,
No, actually, the new one
It's
is actually
5.0.
5.0. It's
Okay,
actually
so-
5.0.
that 0.1 that makes a big difference. Hey, statistics are made up on the spot. Let's be honest. So the new motor and the old motors sound completely different. Same with the LS motors.
Yeah, but that's why,
Yeah.
like the LS motors, they're push rod.
Yep.
They are. They're
It's,
they're
it's
one of the
antiquated, perfect technology.
right. That's the crazy thing about it.
Well,
You
I
think
don't
about
know.
it,
I've had an LS blow up. I haven't had any of my Ford motors blow up. I've
yeah,
had
because you
multiple
have
Fords.
you have kind of. Well, no, it's a give or a take because
I've had
you
a
think,
Lincoln Navigator. I've had a Ford Mustang. I've had.
oh, those 5.4s were terrible though.
Oh my God, that thing was amazing.
Terrible.
I
They're
missed
such
that
a
vehicle.
slug.
I
But the
missed that
5.4
vehicle. Oh, it
is
had
such
no
a slug.
power. It had no power at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It got 18 miles to gallon if you had 35 people in it or nothing. I mean, it didn't matter. It just was the same. It was not a high horsepower motor.
No, it was
But-
a slug.
It ran forever.
Oh yeah, no, they were bulletproof
Look at-
engines to a certain extent.
No, look at the Crown Vics, a 4.6 liter motor.
And
Not
that-
a high
but that-
not a high
but
house.
the
It
five-
was only 246 horsepower.
Yeah, but the 5.4 was based on that 4.6
Well, yeah, once again, but how long did those motors run for?
ever. They'll run.
How long? My dad still has a 5.4. He's got like 190,000 miles on it, and other than changing the plugs at 100,000 miles, zero maintenance.
But if you think about it, the
Well, I say
190,000
zero.
now,
I say zero maintenance. Obviously, preventative like your oil
Yeah.
changes and stuff. But he's never had an issue with that car, with the motor, ever.
Okay, but you think about it, 190,000 isn't what it used to be.
No, it
Mileage
isn't. No,
wise.
You're right. But I mean, just to see like how many Chryslers you're seeing at 200,000 miles.
Yeah, not very many.
Not very many. How many 6.2 liter motors have you seen go at 30,000? A lot.
At least one.
Yeah, at least mine. It was very close up. But I mean, now bearing failure, whatever whatever the reason was.
But that's just recalls. Let's be honest. That's just recalls. with
yeah. But
certain-
now look at
certain
even
things.
Toyota with their new 3.5 liter motor. They had problems with metal
the
shavings.
3.5 or
in
the 3.6.
or 3.6
3.6 turbo.
So it had the metal shavings in the casting.
Yep.
So like people not paying attention to their damn jobs is
Okay.
causing that.
So-
Anyway,
so this is a great- this is-
I squirreled.
No, actually, I want to continue on this topic
Okay.
for a second because so I was talking to someone that's a mechanic, and we were talking about my niece. I've told my family
How long has she been a mechanic? 19 years ish, something like that, right? Yeah, pretty close.
6.
Okay, so 6 or 7.
6
No,
years.
it was closer to 7.
Something
It's got to
like
be
that.
at this
Either way,
point because
yeah.
I knew her before that.
But we're talking about my niece.
Your knees?
My niece.
Oh, knee. I thought you said we were talking about my
My
knees.
knee.
I'm like,
I mean,
she can't
those are-
fix that.
Yeah,
They're
those
messed
are
up,
gone.
but I don't think doing an engine swap's going to help on that. Sorry, I totally think I literally thought you said we were talking about my knees, and I was like, oh really? Trying to get a promotion? Wah, wah, wah.
Sorry, I couldn't on that one. That was you needed one of those for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No, we were talking about my niece. So like,
Yeah.
my family, for some reason, some people in my family, they like to have like the luxury car.
Yeah,
I went through a little phase. I had a Navigator.
I loved that vehicle.
Yeah,
Honestly, the Navigator was such a nice ride.
Okay, crazy. Again, squirrel on squirrel. I had a 2004 Navigator.
Okay, I had an 05.
I got it, I think, in 07. So it was.
I had
used.
the triple pearl white not Expedition, Navigator XL.
Oh, okay. So mine was just a regular
was
Navigator. It was before the X.
It was so big. Like we'd park it in the garage and it was like bumpers touching the wall, back bumpers almost on the door. The thing was huge, but I loved it. I loved it so much.
So I had this Navigator as an 04. I got it. It was only a few years used.
Yep.
sticker price on it back then was 70 or 75,000.
Yep, I had the sticker on mine when I got it, and it was $89,000 because it had the triple white pearl coat. It had all the stock DVDs in the headrest.
Yeah.
For the second row. Second row was heated. First row was heated and ventilated. The third row was not heated, but it was power folding.
Yes.
So instead of like
Yeah,
getting
you
in there and
just hit the
fold, you just
little
it folds up, and you would have like a pickup bed in the back of it. Like,
Oh yeah.
it was honestly the most utilitarian SUV I've ever driven, but it rode. The air suspension on those things was
awesome.
Like the first time something happened, we loaded a bunch of stuff in the back, and I hear, I'm like, what the hell was that?
just
I'm like,
happened?
I looked over at the wife, was like, honey, something on in the purse, and she's like, I have no idea. I'm like, oh, and then it was like you could feel the like it leveling out, the auto leveling, like it rode great, and it would you could drive. We drove cross country on that thing like 4 times, and it would just eat miles. You'd set like. You would set
It would
the
also
cruise,
eat gas.
but I had a 35-gallon tank, so you could still go 500 miles on it.
Mine didn't have a 35
Oh,
gallon.
well, I had the XL. That's why. So
Yeah,
it had
yeah,
the bigger. It had the big tank in it. But like, you just set it and go, and there was so much space. Like, oh, I'm tired, and you would crawl over the 3 rows of seats and sleep in the like.
You could sleep back there. Yeah.
And we would actually put the turtle on it, so we had like one of the
Yeah,
escargots. You can't see it; it's actually in the garage over the picture there.
You
but
can't see it in the picture.
we have it blocked out. But we would put that on the top, so we put all our luggage in there, so that the back would be open, and we put down blankets and an air mattress.
Yeah.
And you could sleep in it. Like, it was totally like 70s, 80s kid, like sleeping in the back. Like, you get pulled over, you'd be screwed for it. But
Oh yeah. No. Okay. So the reason I was bringing that up is just okay. How much do you think I paid? It was $75,000 sticker price. So it was like
28.
fully optioned.
28 by the time you got it.
15.
Oh, see, that's awesome. But it ran, but did it run forever?
But that's the. Well, I don't know. I didn't have it that long because I was like, I can't afford the gas on this anymore.
Oh yeah, it was not. Well, I mean, it was typically the wife's car, so she works from home, so she didn't have to really drive
No,
very
so,
far. But,
yeah. So it's
but we would take like
different situations.
You would take a loan out when you would go for a trip. Like you can I get a $5,000 personal loan? That'll cover the gas for one way.
I might have a little extra to
But,
pay
like,
a couple
it
things
just-
while we get there, but
It just ran so good, and when we got rid of it, I had 165,000 miles on it, and
That's not bad.
the transmission just started to slip, and I'm like,
transmission issues, especially on those kind of cars, it's like it's a pain.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I could have. I really wish I'd have kept it. We only had like $3,000 to pay it off,
Oh yeah.
and it was like $7,000 left on the loan. And I was like, it's half of what's left on the loan. Like I really don't. And then the blue book on it was like 18 or 19 when we
When
we
got rid of
traded it in and got the Jeep instead, and it was like. So we got something that went from getting like 18 to 20 miles per gallon to something that gets 15 to 16. Oh yeah, let's do it. It's a great idea.
Perfect.
Smaller car, loud as hell, uncomfortable, terrible.
You barely fit in it.
Yeah, like my shoulders touch the glass and the passenger in the Jeep. It's like
Isn't it the craziest thing? Like,
No.
they look kind of big.
Oh,
Jeeps
they
do
are
look kind of
not.
big. They're not meant for men like us. They're not.
they're not meant for pumpkins.
Like you barely fit in that thing. You're kind of like this. You're doing this.
Oh yeah,
thing.
like my head in. If we didn't have the sunshade in it, because we keep a sunshade in it all the time, so when we take the top off, it's always got a sunshade on it. And when I drive, like my head touches the sunshade, and it's like the most annoying thing. Like the whole time, it's like this freaking sunshade's rubbing on the.
rubbing on you.
I'm like, hey, it's not good luck. Stop.
Oh yeah, I've ridden.
So I try to wear a hat when I drive it because I don't like it. My hair rubbing on it.
Oh yeah, your hair
the
probably
static.
gets caught
Oh my
in
god,
it.
the
It
static.
gets caught in it too, and it kind of pulls.
Yeah.
yeah. And well, I remember you picked me up in it when I broke my leg.
Yeah, with the top off, right?
Yeah, with the top off.
Yeah.
because you were like, oh,
It's
it'll be like if
super
you're
nice
riding.
with the top off.
No,
it really is.
It's fun. That's the great
Yeah.
thing. I wish they would bring that kind of style back. Yeah, they did with the Bronco a little bit, the newer Bronco, but it's a tiny thing.
Honestly, the Bronco is still a better vehicle than the Jeep, and I love our Jeep. It's been good to us.
Yeah.
I do love it. I just don't like driving it or being in it.
You love looking at it.
Yeah, no,
It's
I mean,
like a woman.
I drive it around. Yeah,
It's like a
exactly.
woman. You love looking at it.
I love looking at it but no, I really like being inside it too. Then. So yeah, not like a woman at all. Not like a woman at all.
Oh, well, okay. I mean,
Hey, come on, let's be honest. That's what I'm saying.
you have a point. You have a point.
I know I
Sometimes you make some good points.
Yeah.
But okay.
And we've gone off the rails. Let's dial it back. Dial it back.
unsquirrel. But I was talking about to the mechanic about this whole thing about like I had told my family. I used to tell my dad all the time because he had an Escalade, then he had an Escalade EXT and all this stuff, and it's just like, why? I ended up I had when I graduated high school, I got a Avalanche, and then he ended up getting the Escalade EXT later, and I'm like, but why? It has the little Cadillac symbol on whatever part you end up buying for it, and that little symbol alone, it's the same exact.
It's a 35. Oh no, you're gonna have to beep that one because I could hear that one. Yeah, that might be a banner.
It's the same part.
Yeah,
it just has that little Cadillac logo on it.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, it's $500 more for something that would cost you $200.
Well, think about Volkswagen.
Oh yeah,
as soon as you put it on an Audi,
you get the Audi.
Oh, then you put it on the Lambo, whoop, or you put it on the Porsche. Whoop.
Yeah.
I mean, they all use the same darn parts.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of crossover parts.
But with like American stuff, it's the Tahoe.
The Lincoln part was way more expensive than the Ford part.
Yeah, the Tahoe and the Escalade, the Expedition and the Navigator.
Yep.
They use
and honestly, in the version of the Chevy, you've got the GMC
Denali.
Well, the Yukons.
Yeah.
So it's
the Yukon Denali.
Yeah, you got Yukon, you've got Navigator. I'm sorry, you've got Yukon, Escalade, and
Tahoe.
Tahoe.
Those are
same vehicle, just slightly different parts.
Base, same. The biggest difference is exterior.
Interior.
Interior.
The interior. Running gear. If you take the body off the vehicle, you can't tell the difference to them.
No, it's the same thing.
There's virtually similar, or virtually the same.
So it's like 90% same parts.
Yep, it's appearance.
But some of them packages. But some of them have a Cadillac logo. Some have GMC, and some of them have Chevy logos.
The Chevy logo is the cheapest. The GMC one's kind of middle of the road.
Yeah,
and the Cadillac's way up here. It's the same with the Navigators.
It's the same exact. It's
with
the same
Lincoln
exact part.
versus.
Yeah, same thing. So
we've got one of the buddies in the club who has an Expedition.
Yep.
And it's the same absolute parts as the Lincoln. Other than honestly, the new Lincolns,
those
massaging seats, the 600 way seats that are massaging and heated. I could never drive one because I'd fall asleep at the wheel. That thing, massaging my back, I'd be like,
not like I haven't done that before either.
Well, we have, but I mean, the massaging seat, they don't offer that in the other one. So, I can stay awake if I'm not but as soon as that massager hit, I'd be drooling on myself.
But okay, so I talked to the mechanic about it, and I was like, my big thing was I would always tell my family why I personally have a Silverado that's one trim below High Country.
You've got what, the LTZ?
Yeah. So it's one trim below the High Country. High Country is their top trim. It's rivaling the Denali. Yep. Sometimes that interior is better.
Yeah.
And
how weird is that by base, year to year, sometimes the low end interior
is better
than the mid range version of the and then the color combos. Sometimes the cheaper ones have the best color combos.
Yes.
And it's I love that Battleship gray.
So essentially, it's essentially like the Audi gray. Audi was the first one to do it. It was that Audi gray pretty. That it looks like it's flat, but it's gloss.
Black pops on it.
Yes.
Color pop. Everything.
Everything. Yeah.
A red with that gray. Oh.
Yeah. Any color you put to it.
Yeah.
But me personally, I would always tell I would tell my dad this too all the time. I was like, why not just get a Chevy, get the nice one?
Yeah.
Cheaper maintenance, cheaper parts, all this stuff, and you still have basically the same thing.
Yeah,
it just doesn't have
I'm a Cadillac man.
Yeah, it doesn't have the status symbol. Okay, so my niece, she's 18, and my sister and my brother-in-law, they bought her a Mercedes.
I thought your niece was 19.
No, she's 18.
Oh, okay.
They ended up buying her Mercedes. It was an older one.
No, but still, Cadillacs hold their value better than Mercedes.
Oh, absolutely, they do.
And I can tell you why, because I've had a BMW.
Because people don't maintain don't maintain the cars properly.
Yes.
So I remember when my other niece had turned 16, we went to go or 18. I don't remember. Either way, we went out to go try to help her find a car. Me and my brother-in-law and stuff, and And I told her, I was like, she was looking at the fancier cars, and I was like, I know you have money because of all the stuff that happened, but don't get that. One, it's going to cost you so much money. Mm-hmm. Anything that happens to it is cost you so much money. This, that, and the other. So she ended up getting a little Altima. It was good for her while it lasted.
That'll be right forever.
But then after that, she ended up getting a Cadillac, and now she has an Audi. And I'm like, why? I guarantee you that car's not going to last you.
Now, if you buy like a used Audi off of their fleet, like you buy a leased one of the ones that came off lease, they're usually pretty well maintained.
No,
they're well maintained.
But I'm saying for my family, while they have the car,
yeah,
they're not going to maintain it how you need to.
because of the cost.
Yeah. So
I cracked one part, a plastic piece about that big on my BMW. That was that where the radiator line went into it, and then that went into the head.
Mm-hmm.
The part was $950.
Jesus, I almost did a spit take.
And it was a plastic piece that went between the head and the radiator pipe.
That's ridiculous. Okay,
yeah,
but
unbelievable.
Okay, so here was the thing: the mechanic.
I could have cut it out of a piece of PVC pipe.
Yeah, probably.
Which I should have done, but
I mean, you would have been.
I did
redneck.
what was right, and
you'd have been redneck as hell. But
what I did at the time is I replaced every hose on the car when it was up there.
It wouldn't have been redneck if you wouldn't have used duct tape, though.
Oh, I would have used duct tape.
No, there
got
you go.
to.
So the mechanic was telling me
how are you going to seal it otherwise?
That's true. The mechanic was telling me that, yeah, it says all this stuff, and she said that that's one of her like big money things is Mercedes coming in because yes, it says, and even the car says like the little info.
Only.
No, the car even says like the info thing like says like, oh, your maintenance, it'll go 10,000 miles on the oil change.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, you need to do it at 3 for those cars. You need to. You need to do it at 3.
I've never done a car at 3.
And filters and all that stuff need to be done before the car says it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Because they can last that long, but then it causes all these problems. And people don't do that. And
well, so I think my truck does 7,500 with synthetic, which I've done that forever.
I think my truck does 10.
Yeah, no, I'll never wait that long.
I have a couple times. But
now even my bike, though, I do my oil changes on my bike every 5,000 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Full synthetic. And it's a small motor. So honestly, if anything should be going at 3,000, it should be that. But I don't care. I'll just blow it up and put a bigger motor in it.
Not like that didn't happen.
Not the last time. The last time I just replaced it because I felt like I wanted a bigger motor.
But that's the thing is like people don't realize just because the car says it can do this and people are relying on these electronic parts of it saying.
Well, and I mean, some of it with oil now is a lot of the vehicles have opacity meters that's how they measure if you need an oil change or not. Because I've looked, I'm like, wow, I'm not quite there, but the oil is dark. So they use opacity meters now on a lot of them to, hey, if it's getting to this hue, it needs to be replaced. But
then that's the thing is like
oh, no, it doesn't say I need it until 20,000.
Yeah, but it adds cost to do that. And then it's
because an oil change on a Mercedes is way more expensive than an oil
because
change
they got to
on a
clean
Chevy.
out a lot of things and do all these. There's a lot more that goes into it than a Chevy that's
it's the same
normal.
thing the Germans have done forever. Like in World War II, we cranked out tons of Shermans.
You say we?
Yes, the U.S.
Cranked
out tons of Shermans.
Well, because you started with Germans.
Well, no. I said Germany did the same thing since World War II, and I went to the point that like we cranked out tons of Shermans.
Yeah,
the Russians cranked out tons of T-34s.
Yeah.
If the Germans could have met their capacity with the quality they had, we'd be speaking German. Because honestly, their tanks, their Panther tank, their Tiger tank, even the Panzer IVs back in the day
were better.
They were
a better tank.
They were better, but they were also more complex.
Yes.
So like if you blew a Sherman up, like you could put a round through a Sherman, kill it. They would have it cleaned out, ready to go, new turret, a piece of steel welded on over the hole, and have it ready to go in like 2 or 3 days.
Yep.
You couldn't do that because of the complexity. Wow, I could hear your stomach on that one. You couldn't do that with the complexity of the German tanks. You just couldn't.
No, because
the Panthers and the Tigers were
so many more parts.
Well, and then the Porsche version of the Tiger tank was a diesel generator with an electric drive. which ended up not actually being utilized in those tanks in World War II, but is now utilized in every tank across the world.
Go figure.
You know, all the M1 Abrams, they're not direct drive. They're turbine with an electric motor.
Yep.
It's a generator. And it's actually a generator pack. They can actually change those packs out in like 2 or 3 hours. They unhook the lines. They literally just lift it out, put the new one in, reconnect it, and it's done. I mean, like that's the craziest thing about it. Like,
the idiots want to thank Sketchy Alias, one of our founding sponsors, for everything he has done for us. Sketchy works in vector-based design and has been working in the design field for 15 years.
His designs have been used on coins, apparel, websites, and logos. Sketchy is also a veteran who serves this great nation. Thank you for your friendship, work ethic, and service.
Okay, so we're already going. We're already going. Well, we're not going to hit.
place.
We're going to hit probably
Some
one
of it,
topic,
yeah.
but we're going off on this whole tangent because it's flowing. But have you ever seen? So I don't know if it was China that's trying to do this with electric cars. It's a crazy thing. I know you hate electric cars, but that reminded me of it because so you know how you have to go fill up with an
they have
electric
the
car,
interchangeable
you have to sit
battery
there.
packs that just go up.
Yep, and it takes.
They're already
off
doing
and
it,
and it brings it off.
I think it's South Korea, actually.
Oh, you know, you might be right.
I
But
think it was South Korea. It was Hyundai.
It's
working on
one of those. Great idea. Because you can
Guess
basically...
who else is doing that in the big truck market?
Who's that?
Tesla.
Really?
You change out battery packs. You don't charge
and
your
then
truck.
they charge it. You're
It's
basically
already
just-
charged by the time you get there. You've got a set of them that are charged. You just pull in, they rack it out, switch them out, put them back in. You're back on the road just like a fuel.
It's a few bolts and
And-
it's an
and-
automated whole thing.
And the whole point is quick fuel changes.
Yes.
Just like a car.
Like a regular gas car. That's a great idea. Granted, great idea. We can't sustain electric cars.
no.
We just can't.
No. We
Like,
don't have
we
enough
just-
electrical grid.
Nobody can. No other country can either. They really just can't.
Well, I mean, here's on all those islands. Like I've been up to the islands in Washington State where like there's these little islands and they don't allow any gas vehicles and all that kind of thing, and they all run golf carts. Like honestly, golf carts are being
carts
run
are
everywhere.
awesome.
And you
Golf
know
carts
what?
are awesome.
But you know what? Guess what happens?
Good.
They're golf carts. It's a golf cart. You can go 15 miles an hour and that's it.
Yeah, that's about unless you throw a bigger
they
engine
can,
in it.
and they can charge on a 5 amp circuit. So you're not pulling huge amperages like a Tesla when you charge it up. It needs 200 amps.
Yeah, it's
Like you're putting
it's a
4
big draw.
breakers out of your box on that thing to charge it properly.
Unless you throw a bigger motor in it.
Well, then it's gas powered. Those islands don't allow gas power.
Well, you could throw a bigger electric motor too.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah, I had a Ford Think and we had the souped up motor in it. It was fast. It did like 45 miles per hour.
Isn't that like?
Oh, it was
okay,
cool.
That's
it
a
didn't
car guy
stop
thing.
for crap though.
That's a car guy thing. Though.
We didn't change. We didn't put bigger brakes on it. Just a bigger motor. That's how you know you've done it right.
That's how you know you're a car guy.
when
you
you
put a
can't-
bigger
yeah.
motor, but no bigger
But
brakes.
terrible brakes on it.
No, so okay.
Why do you think they put parachutes on drag cars? Because they want to save weight and put really small brakes on it because brakes are heavy.
Well, yeah, they are.
So just put a parachute on it to slow it down. That'll work.
I mean,
That's
it
two
does.
drunk guys sitting around a table on a podcast figured that out.
Hold my beer.
Yeah.
That's. I'll even give myself that one.
You had a look of. Whoo! As soon as you said it, your eyeballs got big, and that's when I laughed and spit out everywhere. I'm glad we're on the garage floor. That's why I turned. I didn't spit on the electronics.
But that's legitimately what it is. It's two drunk guys being like, "Hold my beer, I got this. Let me jump off the roof. I'm gonna hold this sheet, jump off the roof." But it does work.
See if I can fly.
But it does work though for the drag cars. It does work.
No, it does. Well, you know the guy
There's-
the guy jumping off the roof holding the board. You know why I did that?
Why?
Because he was going to jump through the table. Go Bills!
We'll get to that one right now.
I know.
So I think we've kind of hit this and we've squirreled way too much. But this is a topic we talked about. We wanted to hit.
Yes.
So here's the topic for everybody. It's why is it that American flags is now associated with one political group? You'll know that they're fairly conservative-ish if they have an American flag somewhere on their car. I mean, people just, you know, it. But the thing about it is, I think people have forgotten what the American flag stands for, because it honestly wasn't even that long ago where there was other countries flying American flags as a symbol of freedom. It legitimately wasn't 5 years ago. 5 to 10 years ago at most. It's a symbol of freedom. It's a symbol
whatever protest you have, they show up and they burn American flags and fly a Palestinian flag, a Hamas flag, a Mexican flag, a Guatemalan flag.
Any other flag that isn't...
That's not U.S. So
flag.
You're here in this country enjoying all the things that are positive about the country, and you're complaining about it while you're burning a U.S. flag and flying the flag from where you came from. Well, maybe you should go back home to where you came from and fix your country to make it as good as the U.S.
Okay, and so that was the thing.
Yes.
I saw a lot of stuff on this, and I was like, there was a few people that put it very well.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I don't.
I get angry. Well, me too. It bothers the hell out of me, because it's, you come to a country. This flag.
My family was granted asylum after World War II.
You know, but that's the thing is, like, this flag represents, and I'm obviously pointing to our flags that we got up here. It represents not just freedom,
sacrifice, liberty.
We can go on and on what it legitimately represents. It has nothing to do with any political party, anything like that.
Never has.
We're a melting pot. That was the whole idea of it, and we had.
But part of a melting pot, what happens when you melt something together into there?
It becomes one thing.
Okay, so it doesn't say, "Oh, I'm this. I'm from here. I'm this person." No. I'm not American. I'm a Mexican American. I don't claim Eastern European American.
Okay, and that's the thing. I've had this argument with my family too.
Being American, I am an American from a Mexican culture, or I'm an American from a Mexican heritage, and that's great.
Yes, absolutely.
You're an American.
Absolutely.
If you put anything before the word America, you're wrong.
Exactly, and that's how I see it. Do you know the Hodge twins?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you know the Hodge twins. They've had this
trying to win their stuff, or have us on your podcast. Now, I'm just saying, we're reaching for the stars again, boys.
I don't know if that's reaching for the stars, but they are pretty big.
They're cool. They're cool. They're awesome. I laugh. Those guys are funny.
You were about to say it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't. I didn't pull a boop like you did twice. I got this. You're leading right now.
I don't know if I am though.
Yeah, because this is only the second episode we taped this year.
No, this is going to be fourth, actually.
Well, Steve's doesn't count.
No, that one's the end of last year. So,
we're going to be close though.
So we got the two Ryan. We got the two Ryan episodes. We got the one.
He was dropping those things left, right, and center. I'm good. But we'll have a special Ryan counter on there.
We always have.
Yeah,
but they've said kind of a similar thing to what you're saying. It's like, why are we African American? Why are we Mexican American? Anything before that? Why is that?
Why are we French American? Why are we?
And obviously they're black. And you're saying, why am I lesser than a white person? And it plays into that. It plays into the argument that of that other side of like, no, we need to get around those, the white oppressors.
Yeah.
So then why are you making yourself less American than them?
Yeah.
I'm an American, right? Like, I'm an American. I might have a different skin tone, whatever. I'm still an American. I was born here, raised here. And my family has a problem with me saying that stuff. And then I'm like, do you not understand what I'm trying to tell you? It has nothing to do with me being not proud of my heritage. Because the same thing, like you're saying, you don't say Eastern
European American or German American. I'm American.
Yeah.
My father was actually a German citizen, got a green card as a child to come here as an American. My grandparents were German citizens. They immigrated here and they got their U.S. citizenship. Like they came here for a reason. They left Germany because Germany sucked.
Okay,
at the
let me
time.
ask you this: for what?
Because they wanted the American dream and they did it.
Because of
they
what
went
that
to that flag, that freedom, that amazing doctrine that the U.S. has always had of come here, come here, assimilate, contribute to us, and we will protect you.
Yeah, exactly. You are part of us.
Yes.
That's honestly what this flag represents. It has nothing to do with Americans. True Americans do not hate immigration.
No, immigration's a good thing.
Illegal immigration, because it's like
That's
you're
breaking the law.
you're skipping processes. You're doing. We already have. Okay, this is my view, my personal opinion. We have enough of that already with our own people that are already here.
Yeah.
That we already have enough homeless
You
people.
have a friend.
She's doing something. I don't know what she's doing. She's back there.
Yeah.
We have enough that with our own people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We don't need to bring more of that in for more burden for us.
Well, my
'cause
thing-
we try to take care of those people, right?
Immigrate and people who don't know immigration law don't know when they look at it. Part of becoming an immigrant to the United States is you have to prove you're not a public charge,
Yes.
which means you do not need public assistance.
Yes.
You are going to pay into the system. You will have your own money to cover yourself. You don't get housing. You don't get food. You don't get any of that stuff. You have to prove that you are not going to be a public charge by law.
But that doesn't mean, and for just to clarify, it doesn't mean that you're not going to fall on hard times and you might need that.
And that's different because you've already come here and assimilated.
Yeah. It's not saying that you're not going to need that possibly at one point.
Yes. But you have to prove that you're able to and willing to work and to provide for yourself.
Yeah. You're contributing to the society, not drawing.
Not drawing it.
Not just drawing from the society. And I think people have lost that idea. But now like I said, we've hit that point of you see someone with an American flag on their car, or you see someone wearing a shirt.
Oh, you already think MAGA, you think MAHA, you think right side of the spectrum. Like that's what everybody thinks.
I mean,
I've had people walk by my house and say, "Thank you so much for flying an American flag." There's always an American flag at my house. It's lit at night.
I love that you have that.
And how many houses in the neighborhood? No. Me and then the guy across the way who I actually installed it for him. And when he sold the house and the new people moved in, now they don't fly a flag.
And that's terrible.
I'm one of maybe 20 houses in here in this whole little
community
that actually flies a flag.
And
I've had so many people walk by and be like, "Thank you for that." And I'm like, "Oh, do you fly one at your house?" "Yes, I do."
Oh, awesome.
So then all of a sudden they're like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Law enforcement." And they're like, "Oh, that makes sense then. Why is law enforcement automatically American flag?"
Because
Same thing.
Because you believe in that.
I believe in the Constitution and the rights that people have.
Majority.
In this
I'll say
country.
majority. Probably closer to 90% of law enforcement does.
I mean, yeah, you always have those. I mean, there's always those guys. Yeah. And I'll go to there's always a criminal element. Yeah, there is. Have you seen how many teachers lately have been arrested for molesting their students?
Yeah. I mean,
it's every profession. Every
Yeah.
profession has bad apples, and I will say that until the end of earth. Don't judge an entire group. Like, I don't all of a sudden go, "Oh, all teachers are scumbags." No, I don't do that.
No, because they're not.
Because they're not. You have to, and we play golf with some teachers. So we play golf with like a group of like 4 or 5 teachers, and we have a blast. We have a good time. We have fun with it. We smoke cigars with them. We have drinks with them, and they're awesome people. And we don't agree. And half of them we don't agree with at all politically.
Because, I mean, you think about it. That
Yeah.
a lot of just that profession,
Yes.
it runs in that profession.
Yeah.
Is kind of semi-opposite
More
of
liberal.
what we do. Yeah.
More liberal. We're more conservative, obviously, because
Yeah. You if you couldn't
American
tell,
flags.
if you couldn't tell,
but we have the ability to talk to each other and say, "Hey, I agree with this. I don't agree with this."
But
I've always
it's
told
not-
everybody I'm a fiscal conservative and a social liberal. I don't care
Yeah,
what
for the
people
most part,
do
that's
in their
kinda
own life. If it affects me, then I care.
Yeah.
If what you do in your life doesn't affect me, I don't care.
No.
Love who you want, do what you want. It doesn't bother me. But when you force your views onto me or my children,
Yes.
that's my problem.
So that's where I fall in. That's where I fall more.
I draw the
libertarian.
line when you force
Yes.
my children to do stuff that they're not wanting to do, or that they come home and say, "I was really uncomfortable with this today." That's when I make a phone call and say, "Why are you covering this?"
And-
"Oh, well, because blah, blah, blah." Is it in the curriculum that the state has approved? No. then don't ever do it again to my child. If that happens again, we're going to have an issue.
And so on that realm, that's where I fall a lot more libertarian because that's been my view for the longest time. Is just
constitutionalism.
Do what you're going to do. Do what you want to do. Do it over there, as long as it doesn't affect me or affect somebody else.
Yep.
Like you're not making someone else do.
Yeah.
Do it. I don't care. Yeah. I don't think most people.
And I guess I'm probably more libertarian than too because of conservatives. Well, yes and no. I don't know. There's some things that I'm really conservative. Some things I'm more libertarian on.
I mean, we're already throwing it out there.
We're spectrums all over the place.
This is going to be out there now. I mean, we've already kind of done it. But so I did a political compass test a while back.
A political compass test? You literally said political compass.
A political compass test. And it said I basically fell into the realm of classic liberal, which is slightly right of center.
Well, and that was
classic.
I'm going to say the Democrat Party because I'm going to say it. It is not the Democrat Party of 20 years ago.
No, well, 30 years ago now. If you really think about it,
I'm really old, but but I mean,
30 years ago,
it's changed a lot.
Yeah, no, it really has.
Has the Republican Party changed? Absolutely,
absolutely has. Absolutely,
they've gone way more right.
But it's trying to
both parties used to be super centrist.
Yes,
and they would work together. They wouldn't argue about dumb stuff. They would argue certain points here there, but they got work done.
Yes.
So my thing is, I don't think people in the Senate or the House should get their pay until they pass a balanced budget. Period.
Or at least bare minimum. They should.
No.
So this is the thing.
Their job, the Congress's job, is to pass laws and to pass a budget. Those are the two things that they're required to do by the Constitution.
Yeah, you're right.
If they don't pass a budget, because the laws depend on the land, it depends on the time frame, on what's going on what they're going to do. If they don't pass a budget, that is the main function of their job. They should not get paid, and not a single one of them should be eligible for re-election. Period. Both sides. If you don't pass the balanced budget, you can't be reelected, and you are no longer going to get paid for it. Period.
You're right.
That's their job.
I'll give you that.
With all the other BS they argue about in those buildings and hold these conferences and blah.
Okay, so we're getting
your damn job.
We're getting real political on stuff.
I'm getting angry
again, and it's fine. But
yeah,
but me personally, I do agree with we should have the one topic bills.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, do your job. That's what you're like. That's what you're getting paid for. Okay, I don't care if you end up having to vote 500 times one day. I don't care. That's what you're being paid for. That is your job.
So, if you go to work and you don't do your job, what happens to you?
I'll get fired.
Oh, amazing. They don't go and do their job, but what happens? They get a raise.
Yeah.
And they insider trade and make a fortune.
That time they vote for the raise.
Oh, yeah. They'll always vote for the raise. That's the one vote everybody shows up for and says yay. That's the one thing Congress actually is really good about agreeing upon is when they get raises or do anything that benefits them.
It's insane.
Frustrating.
It really is.
And these breaks that they have, the reason there's breaks there, they coincide with planting season and harvest season. Why is that?
I was just about to say.
Because you're not supposed to be a career politician under our system.
So that was okay. So the main back when it was founded, it was mainly the main thing they wanted it to be was Congress was only supposed to get a certain amount of money, not enough to live off of, because they wanted the businessmen and all this other stuff to be these people, because they're not dependent on that money.
The citizenry were there to act on behalf of the citizenry and that behalf of the citizenry only, not on the behalf of themselves.
Because they weren't trying to make that money. Yes. It was they already have enough money. That's just offsetting the time that they're having to take off to do this work.
And maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree. That they thought that was their civic duty. That was my duty as a congressperson to go here and make sure that people have what they need.
Yes.
They didn't have an income tax. Every tax we had in the early stages of the United States was tariffs.
Yeah. But that's the thing is because and people are going to say people are not altruistic. I semi-agree.
I think the founding fathers were because they left a system that was terrible to people.
Yeah.
The monarchy back then was terrible.
Oh yeah, they were screwing them over essentially.
You were a serf. Like you would
Yeah.
work your entire life just to exist. Just to exist. There was no getting ahead in life.
But that's kind of a view of a lot of people. Is people are not altruistic. There is altruistic people out there, and if you really think about it, there's not a lot of them that are truly altruistic.
Yeah, because honestly, and I'll say this of myself, do I like to do charity and give to people? Yes,
absolutely.
And do you know why I do it?
Because it makes you feel
It
good.
makes me feel good.
Exactly. I'm on that same boat.
It's not 100% altruistic, and I'll be 100% honest with it.
But we've even talked about this. We talked about this outside the podcast, and actually even on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that kind of person too, where I want to do good for everyone else too.
Yes.
It makes you feel good. It gives you that sense of I did something good.
Yes, and I think that's leadership in general. When you become a leader, whether you lead somebody or you don't, if you act in that beneficial manner to others, then you are a leader.
Yeah.
You might not lead a big group, but you're a leader. That's a leadership quality is
But that altruism,
sacrifice to each other.
I think, probably got lost in the process from when everything got drafted.
Well, and you know why? Oh, I can insider trade and make
I can.
There's not a
I can do
single.
for
There's
myself.
not a single politician that goes into that House or Congress that comes out with the same economic value that they had going in with. Like I understand,
and
I understand small increases,
Yes.
but when you have somebody like AOC or like Mitch McConnell who go in as people who had money, like she had $200,000 to her name when she went into House. She's now over what $2 or $3 million net
more
worth?
than that. It's in the millions. It might even be double-digit millions now.
Yeah, but still, how do you do that off a $200,000 a year government salary for 4 years or 8 years or whatever it's been?
Oh, people are going to say, oh, well, that money allowed her to make other businesses.
No.
It's, But that's where...
That kind of growth does not happen when you're paying taxes and paying for housing. She's living in D.C.
It's expensive as hell.
Paying for housing.
Insane.
Even just paying for food, because we'll say the federal government pays for her housing because she's there. Okay. Yeah. She's from New York City. She could actually commute there on a train. She doesn't have to live in D.C.
She could. Absolutely she could.
But I get that's not a great commute. Okay, no. I get it. So cool, good enough. But to take a $200,000 a year salary and convert that to multi-million dollars in that short of a time
doesn't seem right.
It's not right.
No, okay.
Mitch McConnell, same thing.
Yes,
dude's a multi-millionaire, and all he has basically done.
But he's been there.
He's been there for a while. Like he's a dinosaur. Like he knows. Yeah. He knows, Fred Flintstone at this point. Like he needs to go. He's too old. That's why, like people like him, Nancy Pelosi. Gosh, who are some of the other really old ones?
I mean, let's not go too much into that.
No, but I'm going all over. Like the people have been there for 30 years. I'm sorry, you need to go.
Yeah, and term limits make sense.
Yes, I like the idea for term limits because then
it doesn't have to be you get one term and that's it.
No, like 2, 3, 4 terms. I'm good with 4 terms. Yeah, 4 terms as a House or Senate. I'm good with 4 terms. Presidency, 2 terms is perfect.
Well, and so that's
I don't think you should have more than 2 terms as a president.
Do you know why they went to that?
Because one of the guys kept winning. It was Hoover. Right?
So was it
Hoover?
No, I don't remember if it was Hoover or I can't remember. But essentially, what it came down to is because it was one of the presidents that had a non-consecutive term. But what it came down to was that, so George Washington, he basically could have become king of the United States.
Oh yeah, he didn't want it.
He was like, I did my service. I want to go retire and go do my thing.
Yep,
I'm done. I did my service to the country.
Well, Ulysses S. Grant was the same thing.
Yep,
he came in after during Reconstruction after the Civil War, and he did not want to be a politician.
But that was the thing. It was that wasn't installed yet. That wasn't a thing that had been passed
yet.
But
he even admits, you know why I'm the president? Power. I want the power.
So, but that's the thing.
But he understood that.
Yes. Yeah. And that's something that people don't get. Normal people don't get.
He was very self-aware, and that's good.
But it came down to people saw that during that time when they finally passed it, they were like, George Washington did this. This is what we're going to set it at because he was our he so technically he wasn't our first president, There was 7, I think, before him. I don't remember exact numbers.
Yeah.
But he was like our first official president.
Yes.
And he was like, 2 terms. I'm done. That's it. I've done enough. I've had power for so long. I don't need it. Someone else needs to come in, and because if not, we're
and at that
into what
point,
we left.
at the age that he was at that point too, like honestly,
people don't realize this is a
he
crazy.
didn't live that long afterwards.
Well,
like,
but this is a crazy thing
your
too.
life expectancy wasn't that long.
No, not back then.
So he wanted to enjoy.
Outlived life expectancy.
Yeah.
Then, but this is a crazy thing. I didn't know this for the longest time. Do you know how tall he was?
Not a clue.
I think he was like 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, he's pretty tall.
For back then, that's
That's
insane.
big. That's really big. Well, he was an imposing figure. They did say that.
Yeah,
That's been written about him. He was an
makes
imposing
sense.
figure. Yeah, that's
When you hear that,
Man, it's like
it
when I
makes
look at
sense.
my kid now, I'm like, how are you bigger than me? Like, this isn't cool.
Right?
I fed you too much. I should have starved you in your bedroom longer.
People don't realize like that actually has
that
an
was
impact.
big. Well, in 1700s, 6'3" is big.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Well, and Abraham Lincoln, same thing.
Yeah, he was
Huge,
he was
big
a tall
guy.
person for the time.
Hey, he's a little bit shorter after he got the head, though.
Took off a couple inches.
Yeah, that one might have to.
That would probably have
get
to
buzzed out. It won't be a flag, a little beep bop, but it's definitely
Yeah,
flagged.
it's not gonna, it's
we're
not
gonna,
gonna get, You're not gonna get points for that one, but
No, that one definitely needs to be bleeped. That was terrible.
no.
Oh my god, I'm a horrible. human being.
We kind of drew off on a tangent on that one, but going back to the American
But
flag.
the American
thing,
flag, it means like in this neighborhood, people go by and they're like, "Yeah, we know what he does.
but
We
it
know,
means.
we know he's an American."
But that's the thing. Okay, so I'll throw this little story out there. Do you know why I don't wear Nike anymore? I still do a little bit because I still
Because
have
it says
some.
Nikkei.
No,
Because it's made in China.
nothing to do.
China.
With that. Nothing to do with that.
China.
I still have some Nike stuff, and ever since this situation happened, I said I wouldn't buy any more Nike.
I was just making sure I wasn't wearing Nike.
I said I wouldn't buy any more Nike. Granted, buying jerseys, I'm like
Sometimes
I'm
you don't have a
stuck.
choice.
Yeah,
It just
I'm stuck.
that's
I have
it's
to.
the official jersey.
But for
at
the
this
most
time,
part,
yeah.
I'm like I'm not giving them anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
it is the official jersey for NFL, isn't it? Right now,
It is. It is.
the Vapor. Yeah, Nike Vapor.
Yep.
They're nice though.
They are.
They're really
nice.
It's
jerseys.
a,
They're
it's
a lot
a
of
high
money.
quality project, high quality product made by 10-year-olds in China.
It really is.
Oh, they might be 19. I don't
it's-
know.
Yeah, but it's worth it. Like they are nice quality for.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but it is
Well,
nice quality.
They make it's like iPhones. iPhones are made by kids. They're a good quality product.
Yeah.
Hey, those kids have little tiny hands to touch the
to
solder
touch
and
the
stuff.
electrical
To mess with
electrical
the
parts
solder.
together. No, but so the reason I don't buy Nike things anymore, and I told my son I'm not
Unless you
buying
have
Nike
to,
stuff unless it's jerseys that we don't really have the option. You could buy the off-brand ones, but they're just crappy quality. They don't
they're
hold
not-
up.
well, and it's not
you wash them
official.
twice, and
And
wash
it-
them twice, and the numbers are already
And
fading.
it's not an official
Yeah.
thing either.
So the reason I don't do it is because I want to say 2020-ish maybe. Nike was going to come out with this special edition 4th of July. It was a shoe, but it had the original flag.
Oh, the 13.
The 13 colonies, the round
Betsy Ross,
circle.
yeah.
The Betsy Ross flag. It had the Betsy Ross flag on it.
Like, how awesome is that? Betsy Ross flag. It's named after the woman who created it.
and
Like,
you're-
how
and
awesome is that?
It's a special edition for 4th of July. It's not
Yeah.
just like, oh, we're just throwing it out here for whenever.
Yeah.
It was a special edition for 4th of July. And I was like, I kind of want those. And then this whole controversy came out with Colin Kaepernick. Anybody that's an NFL fan, throw in the comments. And actually, let's throw this out there. Hit us a like, subscribe, hit us with the comments. But throw a comment out there. If you're an NFL fan, what you think of Colin Kaepernick. I can't stand the dude because of what he did.
He's overrated.
He was.
He had he put some pretty good stats out. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Yes.
he's a good quarterback. But
Good-ish.
I mean, he's NFL quality. You're all good if you're in the NFL. Let's
Okay.
be
Yeah,
honest.
well, I'll give you that.
But I mean, I guess the disrespect to the flag, I just can't handle it.
And that was the big thing.
Nope.
That was it for me. I was like,
Honestly, when all that happened and they allowed people to start kneeling,
Nope.
I didn't watch the NFL for 2 years.
hey, my team didn't kneel. Jerry Jones told him, if you kneel, you're off the
out.
team. Yep.
That's why they call the Dallas Cowboys the America's team for a reason.
So,
But I honestly did not watch the NFL for 2 years, and I love my Bills.
So during that time,
But I did not watch it.
during that time, I was like, I'm not watching for that same reason. I'll watch if it's on wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm going to be
But I'm not going to put it on my TV.
yeah, no, I'm not going to
Nope,
put it on
I
my
refuse
TV.
to.
But Colin Kaepernick came out saying, oh, it's a slavery thing, it's a oppression thing and all this stuff. And I was like, how? It's for 4th of July. It's our original flag.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with anything you're trying to make it seem. Nike caved. Almost immediately.
Of course I did.
And they were just like, okay, we're not putting out this thing.
And you know what I say about that? Go woke,
Go broke.
go broke.
Absolutely. So I was like, nope, I'm done with Nike after that. Because you could have just put out a post. We are putting out a special edition with the original flag for the United States
To celebrate the birthday of the flag.
because 4th of July is the birthday of the United States. That's essentially what it is. Simple post.
Yep.
Doesn't even have to go into controversy. Just being, we're putting this out as a special edition
To celebrate the birthday of the United States.
with the original flag.
Yes.
Simple.
Not the
They-
end of the world.
They caved, said no. Oh, and then they went way off on like this whole like, oh, we're trying to go against any of that kind of stuff. And it's like,
Meanwhile, you
nothing
have
to do with
15-year-olds and 14-year-olds in China making your product.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about we're for the people. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
But,
Shut up.
So that's why, because of that whole situation and how they handled it, I was like, I'm done with Nike. Done.
I'm with you on that.
That's why if anybody ever noticed, I wear a ton of Under Armour stuff. They're not the best company, I will admit, but they are very pro law enforcement, very, very pro first responder, very pro
They make
military.
a ton of law enforcement gear.
Yeah. But they're very pro all that. They are very just like, no, we are going to have the flags on our stuff. We are going to have a lot of the stuff I wear has the 13 stars on it around the Under Armour symbol, because they're like, no, this is our country. This is what we do. And it has nothing to do with any of that stuff.
No.
It has to do with, we love this country that we started in, and it has given us all this opportunity.
Yep.
That 13 stars, what it means is that was the start of what allowed us to be this.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with
It
anything
birthed the
else.
nation.
Just like how we got birthed with the podcast.
Yep.
Has nothing to do with anything else.
No.
That's
Well,
just,
and here's the thing. There is no slavery in the United States anymore.
we were one of the first ones to actually outlaw it.
England did it first.
But that's what I'm saying. We were one of the first
There
ones.
is still slavery in Africa today.
There's still slavery in the Middle East
Period.
too.
There's slavery in the Middle East. Period. There's slavery in Asia. Period.
Now, if you want to
Stop complaining about the U.S. We've tried to fix our transgressions. We had a terrible time in history where it was allowed. I get it. It's terrible. We shouldn't have done it.
No, absolutely
But
not.
guess
It's-
what? I wasn't even here then.
Well, okay, so
Oh, hey, were you here?
no,
Oh,
absolutely not.
amazing.
That wasn't even a thought.
Oh, unbelievable. No, it's just stupidity. That just drives me up a wall.
But tell me that's not frustrating when a company
very
that you're like,
frustrating.
I loved Nike.
Oh, absolutely.
I loved a lot of their stuff
Absolutely.
because they made good shoes. They made good clothes, especially workout clothes and stuff.
Well, their
like
workout clothes are phenomenal.
But after that, I was like, you know what? I don't care.
No,
I legitimately don't care. I'm not gonna.
I don't openly support companies that don't support my beliefs. Like there's somewhere, because like you said, you don't have a choice with the jersey. Yep, I've got a Buffalo Bills jersey. It's a Nike jersey. That's the jersey that's available with the Bills stuff on it.
There's certain things, but you're talking about now. You're just putting minimal as opposed to everything I own
I
is Nike.
still, if I can help it, and go to a bar, I do not buy a Budweiser product.
Didn't mean to do that, but I was like,
Period.
absolutely. High five on that one.
And I used to love. I had a lot of beers that I liked that were Budweiser products, and I will not drink them now.
The Platinums?
I don't. Nope.
Platinums
I
are
love Blood Light Platinum. Was amazing. And when we would go party with the club,
Yeah.
and I know like, hey, we're going to be at Bike Week. We're going to be drinking all day. We're not riding anywhere. We're going to be at the campsite. We're going to be drinking all day. We drank Bud Light.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's cheap. It's
cheap. It's a decent beer. I don't get a headache. So like the only problem like Budweiser Red for some reason gives me a headache.
Oh, I love
I can
Budweiser
drink
Red.
one Budweiser Red and I have a headache.
I used to love them.
It's the same with Corona. I can drink one Corona, I have a headache. I don't know why, but for some reason the makeup of those beers give me a headache. So I know not to drink them.
Yeah.
But I loved Bud Light, and I drink. That was my exclusive beer for like we're going day drinking all day. We're going to be somewhere at the lake, or we're going to be partying somewhere, or we're camping. Bud Light, let's do it.
Yeah, you can
I
drink it
will
all
not
day.
buy it. I never drank Coors products. I drink them now.
Yeah.
Like I switched to Miller, Coors.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But I mean, I refuse to. Now, I will drink Budweiser if you decide to sponsor the podcast.
Oh, yeah,
Just say if
absolutely.
you sponsor the podcast, then you might get me back. And they've done a lot to try to repair their reputation, but they
that's the thing.
lost.
If
They had the best-selling beer in the United States, and what happened to it?
Oh,
Now
it
it's
died.
like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And it still hasn't come back.
But that's the thing. If they were willing to sponsor our podcast, knowing how we
Knowing
are,
what we do, what we say, the fact we've
You're
got
basically
flags up
saying-
there. We have a "Don't Tread on Me" flag, which is from when? Do you remember?
I don't
It's
know.
like the
I don't know the years.
1700s.
Yeah.
It was during the initial
was
battles
Rhode
against
Island, right?
England. Yes.
It's a Rhode Island flag,
Yes,
right?
it's a Rhode Island flag. Or it's a Delaware.
Rhode Island or Delaware.
But it was during
It's one of those
during the our war for independence against
Yes.
England. That's where that came from. It is not a Southern flag, Northern flag. People put that crap out all the time. It's not.
No,
Don't
it-
tread on me. I don't want the government to step on my head.
Yeah, it was essentially saying you guys are taxing the hell out of us. We have no say
And that
in
was
what
over
you're
a
doing.
3% tax.
Yeah,
I pay more than that the first week of the year.
yeah, right.
Anyway.
But if they were to sponsor, if something like that, even let's say Nike, they could get
Oh,
me
yeah.
back, and if they were to sponsor our
If they
podcast,
were to say, "Hey,
and
we're going to throw a sponsorship at you because we've heard what you've said and we want to get your trust back." Okay, well then
Yeah.
you're going to
You
know, hey,
understand
Nike,
this is-
you understand that we're here. This
This
is our
is-
values. This is what we do.
yeah,
we're
we
law
push this.
enforcement.
We push this stuff. This is
We're constitutionalists who believe in the law enforcement of our country and believe in a rule of law and the doing things a certain way.
yeah, and we believe in what the flag stands for, which
Yes.
obviously I do because
Well,
I
yeah,
have many tattoos of it.
We want to thank one of our founding sponsors who helped make all this possible. The Legion of St. Michael Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club International is a 501c3 charitable organization that focuses on first responder and military families in need.
The Legion of St. Michael was founded in 2014 in Chicago, Illinois, in memory of fallen officers. If you are interested in helping to support the Legion of St. Michael in their endeavors to assist first responders and military families, please reach out to a local chapter or contact the Idiots for a link for donations.
Not there yet.
Yet, that's
Dude,
the
I
keyword.
haven't had a tattoo since my first one.
Oh, we got to get you. We got to get
It's
you
a big
hooked
one
up.
though.
We gotta
My
get-
first one, I did go pretty
Yeah.
big for my first tattoo.
Oh yeah. Well, but you were older though, so
Yeah, well, I was still
So kinda-
I was still scared crapless the first time. It's like the pen went on, and I was like, "That's it." And they're like, "Yeah, that's it." I'm like,
oh, that ain't bad.
"Oh man, I waited 30 or actually 40 years. I waited 40 years to do this. I'm such a wuss."
But it's that scary.
But I am
factor.
doing that. One of my next one's going to be an American flag on left shoulder, and then I'm going to have the flags of every country that I've ridden Harleys in.
Yep.
Going down around through the inside, all the way around as a sleeve. And I hope before I die that I can have it filled up from shoulder to wrist with countries
all the-
I've ridden Harleys in.
and see
Or
that's
motorcycles in, because some countries don't have them. Like if I went and rode in Vietnam and rode motorcycles in Vietnam and I couldn't be on a Harley, I'd still put a Vietnam
I'd
flag on
count
there.
it. I'd
I'd count
count
it. Because I want to see the world on it.
yeah. It's one of the most freeing
right
things.
now where I'm at, I am U.S., Italy, Qatar.
Yep.
I could technically put Mexico and Canada because I've done it for short periods, but it wasn't really like riding. It was just like, oh, I'm here.
Shorts that just
Yeah.
run through.
But I'd like to actually do, if I do a ride somewhere. So like in Qatar, we did that. Oh my gosh, we did so many miles in Qatar. It was so much fun. And then obviously Italy, I drove all over Italy.
yeah.
But
But that's what I'm saying. If these companies, honestly, if these companies were to say, we want to sponsor you for this reason, that would be my first question. It would be like, you guys do know what we do, what we say, the things we,
fact that we called you out on X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, you do know that, right?
So, like, if Indian came to me and said, "Hey, we'd like Bikes, Mikes, and Idiots to be a 100% Indian show," I'd take my Harley stuff off the wall.
Yeah, but they're sponsoring what we know, what we talk about, what we. They're basically, we believe in what.
By the
you
way, I don't
in.
expect that because you guys have heard me talk crap about your bike a lot. But I've always said I think it's a really good bike.
Oh, and don't get me wrong.
And
if it was the other way around,
and you believe the same thing, Harleys are good bikes. They're just not your bike.
No,
we just have a little bit different view on them. And
but if Harley came out and said that, and I'd be like, okay, can you put that
on paper?
That liquid cooled Pan America engine in one of your
in a road glide,
in a street glide,
or
a road glide?
I can tell you right now, if they offered that motor, like, I don't want to get rid of my bike. I love my bike. It's perfect for me. Other than the fact that it has no tire left.
That's a different story.
Yeah, burnouts happen. If they were to offer...
We should make that into a shirt. Burnouts happen.
Oh, there you go. That would be a good one, actually. If they were to put that Pan America motor in a road glide, I'd sell my bike I would trade my bike in a second just to get that.
But that would be
even though I know that would probably have to detune it because they do have it on the Sportster S.
Yes.
Sportster's too small of a bike for my big butt.
Yeah.
No, I'm a pumpkin. If I want a road glide.
Yeah, but if that was the thing, if Harley came to us,
was offered,
that would be my thing. I'd be like, can you, maybe don't offer to everybody if that's not a thing that's in your business plan, but can I get a road glide with
I'll pay for the extra plates to readjust where the motor has to sit. I'll pay for that.
Put that engine in there, and then I'm all for it. And then, I'll be wearing a bunch of Harley stuff.
Yeah, you'll be like,
I'll be like
Harley shirt everywhere.
But it goes both directions. It's just
drive HD every day.
then we wouldn't have anything to argue about, though.
Air cooled versus liquid cooled. No, because if they did that to you, I'd be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Bro, what?
Yeah, you'd be like, can I ride your bike,
brother? What? Yeah,
I'm sure you'd be trying to steal my bike all the time.
Oh yeah,
but it's just that thought process of getting behind something that other people believe in. And I know we're not the
Black Rifle
only
Coffee
ones.
Company. Perfect company.
They've had controversy too, though.
Well, they have to, and they do. But overall, their support for veterans. That's why for the coffee at work, that's what I get.
But a lot of times,
so I have had Sergeant's Choice, which is something the wife got, and it was really good. So Sergeant's Choice is really good. They've sent me a few.
You gave me that one time? The one that had like the extra caffeine.
Oh, I think that was Sergeant's Choice. It was like super caffeinated. You're like,
I was like, oh god,
I'm awake for 5 days. But no, it was fun. Like Sergeant's Choice is a really good coffee too. Like I like Black Rifle Coffee, but they're a little bit bigger company. Yep. Sergeant's Choice is a small company. I like to sponsor smaller companies or talk about them a little bit more. And it was really good coffee.
But okay, so what you're saying with like Black Rifle and all that stuff, everybody has their controversy. It's going to happen.
You're going to. I don't have any. Right. Let me drink out of my cup.
Sure. No, but if they were to go that route, it's like you can forgive certain transgressions if you're like, okay, you're willing to sponsor these values.
Yes.
Right? And for us it's essentially it's the flag.
It's Merca.
Yeah, it's the flag.
Which is why we do and you guys don't see it on the regular podcast, it's part of the Patreon podcast, but we do a national anthem every day when we start the pre-show.
Yeah.
Every time we do it, because that to both of us, that is extremely important to us that we recognize what our country has given us and given us the freedom to do.
Opportunity to do what we're doing now.
We do this in our off time. This is not a moneymaker for us. It's not something
at least
we
not
do.
Yet.
Well, not yet, but
yeah, it's something we believe in,
and we have the freedom to talk about what we want to talk about.
Yeah, we can.
If we were
besides work,
if we were in the Soviet Union. No. This would not happen. You could not free broadcast like we do.
No, and that's
because we're critical about the government when we need to be.
Absolutely. But that's the thing is like it represents so many things that people don't realize that people take for granted.
Yeah,
and I hate it. If I ever saw somebody trying to, put me in jail, but I am not going to let them burn that flag.
No, in front of me, absolutely not.
No, not going to happen. Like, you got to put me in jail for whatever I
Well, you remember at the baseball field when the guy jumped out, went over there, ran out there and grabbed the flag from the guy who wouldn't let him buy it.
Snatched it. Yeah, absolutely. Because we're getting into like real.
My blood pressure is going up. I can feel it.
Because people that are burning an American flag in this country and then waving other flags. Okay, if that's the case, if you believe that,
get out.
Yes, go to those countries. Go back to those countries, or go to those countries, because a lot of them are born here, raised here.
Yes.
If
you think it's that good,
go to those countries.
Go live in that country for a year and see what you think by the time you get back.
Because as much as
perfect example. You ready?
All right.
Brittany Griner no longer kneels for the national anthem after she came back.
I wonder
why. Crazy. She goes there, one of the biggest complainers about our country in the world, and then is like, oh, help me come back. This is terrible. Really? You effed up in another country by having something you shouldn't have had, and now you're asking for this country to save you, and now you come back, and all of a sudden you get a whole big dose of this country's really good.
So that was the thing. That was one of the things, and that reminded me of something that someone said. It might have been Officer Tatum. I don't know if you know anything about him. No. He was a TPD officer. I think he's up in Phoenix now. He does like a lot of stuff along the Hodge twins type thing. He's a black officer that was here in Tucson. He was TPD. He ended up leaving. Started, doing YouTube stuff and all that.
Tucson Police Department, for those who don't know what TPD is.
No, sorry. Yeah,
we talk in acronyms as cops.
Yeah, it happens. All those 3-letter agencies, all that stuff.
Adam.
You just,
Dia.
Dia.
Phoebes.
So.
It's funny, we call them Phoebes. That makes no sense, but whatever.
A lot of stuff doesn't make sense, let's be honest. But he was the one saying something along the lines of like, try to go do that in another country. Go do that in one of those countries that you're waving a flag of, because there was Palestinian flags. There was all these other flags too. It's like, go do what you just did in one of those countries.
My favorite is Gays for Palestine.
Oh, jeez.
Go to Palestine and openly say you're gay, and they're going to throw you off a building.
Yeah,
because that's
their
they
law.
Don't believe
that's
in
what
it.
It's
Sharia law. They will kill you.
So, but it's like boop. Yeah. Boop.
No, that's not a boop. That's a.
That's a
Well, we gotta have a boop and.
We're gonna add.
Or
we're gonna have to get these sound effects.
We'll have to come out with a new sound effect for that. Is it when we do that? Is it going to be a? Psst?
We'll figure something.
Yeah. Well, we'll come up with something funny like.
Yeah, we'll find a good one.
Or
but. Okay, maybe not that long ago.
That one sucks.
But yeah, he said that try to go do these things in those countries. There you go. Actually, you know what? That actually is perfect.
Yeah.
We might have to put that for it. But he said, go try to do this in those other countries.
Yeah.
In the country that, and go burn one of those flags.
Oh, yeah. That'll play well for you.
And see how that's
North Korea loves it when you disrespect their leader.
You know what I mean? Like, we live in a country that allows you to do that. It's wrong. I don't ever want to see you burning this flag.
Constitutionally, it's not wrong.
Yes,
they have the constitutional right to do it, and I agree with that. But just because you can do something
doesn't mean you should.
Doesn't mean you should do something. Exactly.
That should probably be another one of our shirts too.
That's really good.
Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
Just because you can't do no better doesn't mean you should. New tire after 3,000 miles.
Yeah. That actually should be the back of that shirt. Burnouts happen.
Burnouts happen. New tire after 3,000 miles.
Just because you can do something.
Well, actually, it's 2,000 because it's only got 2,000 miles on that tire and it's already done.
Really?
Yeah.
That's going to get expensive for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I didn't do those burnouts, it wouldn't have been bad. It would last 5,000. It would last
at least.
And I would replace mine every 7,000 anyway.
Yeah.
At least the rear. The fronts last for 10,000 easy.
Yeah.
But the rear,
but
I
that's
have
the thing,
to
though.
replace.
Is like, if you're going 7, might as well just change out both.
Yeah, I couldn't make it till 10 anyway. Well, no, my rear would never make it to 10.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you're going to 7,
I would replace the front. Yeah,
front 2.
Yeah,
because Yeah, it's going to
It's
offset.
in
but then you're gonna
3,000
hit
miles.
that-
I'm going to have to go and take it to the shop again anyway.
And then you're going to hit that point where it's like the front tire is so worn out that you're doing this thing.
No. The front would last like 12 or 13,000. So I could do basically 1.5. I would change the
About
rear at
1.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
But then it was.
Yeah,
I'm just
going
going to change.
throw that offset.
So 5,000 for the rear, 10,000 for the front. So I do a rear tire every oil change and a rear and a front every other.
Well, yeah.
That's what I have to do now. So apparently, 130 foot-pounds of torque makes a tire eat.
I wouldn't know anything about that because I'm only at 128.
Well, why don't your tires die?
Because I don't do what you do.
I have whiskey throttle. I can't help it. I just open that thing up. You know how it is.
Guys, look up whiskey throttle in the dictionary.
But
There's a
I'll actually
picture
do
of-
it sober. I do a sober whiskey throttle. That's the worst part. It's like
Yeah.
I'm heavy on the throttle.
What was it that Bob told you?
I can't believe you kept up. Because you flogged it. I forget exactly. It was like you flogged the crap out of that thing.
But you're okay.
Well, I'm chasing a turbo bike.
yeah,
What do I have to
exactly.
do?
That's what I was gonna say. Let's preface this with
No.
he's got a 200 plus horsepower, 200 plus pound feet of torque bike
Turbo
that,
bike.
that Eric's trying to keep up with.
And he was like, I can't believe you kept up that good. He goes, man, you got a whiskey throttle. You just hold that thing wide open and don't care. I'm like, nope. I would rather blow it up than lose.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that same boat. I'm very competitive in that way.
And it's not even like that. Like that's just how I drive all the time. Like
Oh yeah, well, that's why me and you kind of get along. Yeah,
we're both whiskey throttle. Except
Mine,
now mine has the power to back it up.
Oh yeah, we
Well, I mean, it didn't
We-
before, and I still did okay. But
yeah. And now we just kind of like, oh crap,
it's
we're
even.
gonna get ourselves
It's
we're
even.
gonna
We're
get
gonna get
ourselves
ourselves in trouble quicker. But no, it's. I'd love to turbo that bike. I mentioned that to the wife, and she's like, "No," because you're already changing your tire 5,000 miles. Like, what? Really? Do you need that?
We don't need
I
it. We don't need to
the
spend-
power, but
It's nice to
I like it.
have. It's
I don't
nice
have to use it. She goes, "If you have it, you're going to use it." I know.
It's almost like she knows you well enough.
Yeah, you would think.
After how many years?
20. Best 20 years of my life.
Let's try that again with a little more enthusiasm.
Best 20 years of my life.
There we go. Now we got it.
No, I can't complain. It's been the best 20 years of my life. She's phenomenal.
She is a good person. I know her well enough.
Sometimes.
You know what I mean? I know her well enough. So
Well, there's our things. I mean, we all have our things. It just is what it is.
well, but that's the thing is like, and we've had this discussion.
We've been married
about
a long time. Like,
But we've had this discussion
Yeah.
between me and you of like, if I thought she was doing something bad or whatever, I would tell you. I'd be like, hey, this is, and you do the same for me with girls I've
absolutely.
dated and everything. You're just like, nope,
yeah.
bad decision.
Oh, I've told you before, like, ooh,
bad decision.
get away from that one.
Do I listen?
No, not necessarily, but I've been right every time, haven't I? Pretty
Yeah, you-
close.
I
Pretty
mean, yeah,
close.
you
Pretty
kinda
close.
have. You
Well,
kinda
there
have.
was the one that I was like, I really like her, but then,
Issues happen. And
Yeah.
it was just,
well,
Probably
those
not.
issues happen. The one you have now is really cool. I like her. So
yeah,
we'll leave it at that.
I've noticed.
No, the best part is she likes me more than she likes you.
Probably, honestly.
Different kind of
she
like,
only-
though.
she only
It's a
ended up texting.
platonic like with her and me. It's a different type of like with you guys.
Except she's literally text you, "Love you, Eric."
Oh yeah, she has.
So, but then again, most guys' wives and everything is like, "Love you, Eric."
Oh yeah, everybody does.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't get it.
It's because we're who we
it's
are.
just
I mean,
just people know that I am how I am.
yeah, and same goes with me. I
Oh,
think
and
that's-
I've let fly some really dumb stuff where people are like, really, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, well, that's what I said. Oh well. No, well, at least you're honest.
you want to go down that road?
No.
Remember what I said?
Oh yeah, no, we're not going down that.
I got punched in the ribs for that one.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's true.
But I mean, honestly, think about it. What was I supposed to say? Oh,
well, it was too late.
no,
You
let me
let fly.
backtrack.
You let fly, and it was like, oh. Well, it's already out.
I
Screw
mean, I think it would have honestly been worse in that situation.
Oh
if
yeah,
I
I
would
think
trying to
it would.
backtrack.
Yeah, because then it would have looked bad.
So
You kept your honor and your dignity, kind of. Well, when you pooped,
I took it-
pooped your pants, it was not good. But,
that was later. No one saw that.
But yeah, so we have time for probably one quick topic.
Okay, so then let's hit.
So I'm going to go with, I've got to do it because it just happened last night.
All right.
MVP, Josh Allen.
Finally?
Finally.
You know, okay, so.
Well, I can't say, honestly, I can't say finally because there were previous years he had way too many mistakes for me to consider him as an MVP.
Okay, but that's you being very critical.
Yes.
Let's be honest. The people
He's
that
had
won
great
those
numbers.
years, the people that won those years too, they had big
Yeah.
mistakes too. They really did.
But I'll tell you, listening to him talk about how much he loves his team and he loves the city of Buffalo and his family and his fiance and like very gracious. He was very not talking about himself. It was everything was the only reason I have this MVP is because of the team that surrounds me.
Oh yeah, no, he's a
he
very
is
humble
super
person
nice,
when it
humble,
comes to
gracious
it.
guy. Like when he said that, it was just like, wow, that's
Okay,
And
so-
then go Bills. I love it when he
I
says it.
guarantee-
Every time he says it, I love it.
I guarantee you haven't seen this. I'm gonna get you on this. Do you know Bob Does Sports?
No,
It's another YouTube channel that
No.
they do. It's a dude that he's not really that great at golf,
Yeah.
but he got into golf and he used to be like a doorman at some hotel or something. He's a good talkative person, and his little team is kind of blown up. They had Josh Allen and a couple other guys, but they had Josh Allen.
Josh plays golf good.
Yeah.
He's a good
so
golfer.
It's them three playing a scramble against the other three players, and they were all three NFL players. And seeing that, you'll love it if you were to see it.
I'll take a look.
You have to watch
Yeah.
it. It's kind of long because they're playing a whole.
Doesn't matter.
You will love it because you see his personality.
Yeah.
And it's us.
Yeah.
It's like us.
Just a cool cat.
You're just having a good time. It's not super flamboyant like I am. I'm in the NFL. It's not.
He's just
he
just
a
seems
normal
like
guy.
a regular dude to me.
Yeah.
Like he really does. He's very humble. He comes from a good family. Like to thank, like they all thank their parents. They always do. They always thank God. They always do.
Yep.
But when he was like, I understand what you guys have sacrificed for me to get here.
Yeah.
Like he understands it. He gets it. He gets it.
And that's because he's not. It hasn't gotten to his head
Yet. No, I don't think
I don't know
he's
if-
not the kind of person that's going to either way.
And don't
'Cause,
get me wrong, he probably-
and even when people gave him crap about Stephon Diggs,
Yeah.
he's like, no, me and Stephon have a great relationship. And he's like, and I wish him nothing but the best. And Stephon Diggs will even say that about him. He'll be like, I love Josh Allen. He's a great quarterback. Like even though they didn't necessarily click all the time, they recognize each other's talents and their abilities.
Okay, but you bring that to us.
Yeah.
We don't agree all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, right. Sure, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Because you like Indians.
I was waiting for you to say no, we don't. Yeah, we do. No, we don't. Yeah, we do. No, we don't. Yeah.
But I mean, it's that. You know what I mean? It's a real friendship. They respect each other.
Yeah.
You can't ask.
You can't ask somebody to always agree with you.
No.
That's not friendship.
And in that kind of line of work, because that's what it is. It's a line of work. You can't expect them to always agree.
No, absolutely.
Or be the best of friends. It's just not going to happen. But if you respect each other enough.
And you look at, and I'll translate this to leadership in any agency, in any department. Mm-hmm. If you always agree with your boss, you're wrong.
Yep.
Now, that doesn't mean you don't do your boss's orders.
Oh,
But I think you're remiss as any type of leadership position. Like everybody's got a boss.
Yep. Like,
Even, and this is the craziest
Even if
thing when
someone
you
that
go
is
up
their
to
own
like,
boss.
well, even when you go up to like the president,
yeah.
the president has a boss. Who's his boss? The people,
everybody.
and then the cycle happens again. But anyway,
But even if you're your own boss,
you have a boss. It's called the economy.
Yeah.
It's called the
goes
people
to
you serve,
everything.
because if you don't serve people as your own boss, you're not going to have anybody there to serve.
Exactly.
Which means you have no business.
It's everywhere.
So you've got, there's always some sort of influence over you. So like, if you don't have your ability to tell your boss, I disagree with this decision because of X, Y, Z, and come to them with a solution or an alternate plan forward. I'm not saying disagree to disagree.
No.
every time I've disagreed with somebody, I've said, I disagree with this because of this, this, and this.
XYZ.
And it might not even be a policy decision. It might not be, it might not have anything to do with legal. It just, hey, I don't think this is the best way for us to do this. And this is why. It might be, I don't agree with your decision because of this.
It might even be something that totally policy legal, totally all that stuff. It fits within regulations, everything. But you're like, I don't think that's the right decision because it's going to cause this problem.
Like these are the second and third order things that I'm worried about.
Yes.
And this is my path forward where we get to the final decision of where we're trying to go, but it might not be exactly your decision.
And it might be a longer route.
Yep. And that's fine if the boss says, no, this is what we're going to do. As long as it's not illegal, immoral, or violates policy, I'm obligated by my position to do it.
Okay, Mr. By the Books.
Have I ever been anything but by the book at work?
You
at work.
Yeah.
At work.
Yeah. Well,
there's been, but where gray area is given to me, I will use gray area.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there's no gray area and it's a black and white decision, I'm following black and white. Like we've worked very closely in a position where we were different shifts, but you guys followed me up, and then a lot of communication with you guys, obviously. And when we screwed up, what did I tell you? Tell me when we screw up because I'll fix it on my shift. And did we fix it?
Absolutely, you did.
Not always.
I was
as best as we can because sometimes there's things you can't fix.
And there were certain things where I was just when you left where we were at. Did I not tell you? I wish you were still here.
Yes,
because you fixed things.
Yes,
but it is that whole.
It's a one team concept. That's the whole point. Is we got to get to our end goal, and if we can help each other, like if I can prep you for success, without damaging my own success.
Yes,
like I'm not saying like I stop everything I have to do just to prepare you.
No,
absolutely not. But if I can do everything I need to do and then say, hey, let's do this one step to prepare these guys for success, and we can get it done.
Perfect.
Boom. Now everybody wins.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody.
Well, and you remember, like the one thing I said, this guy won't do it for the other shift. We're not doing it for him anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it was like, you guys like, hey, why is nothing prepared? Well, sorry. So we would prepare stuff and hide it for the other shift so they knew exactly where to go. Hey, when we come in, oh, look, this stuff's already prepared for us.
Yeah. And that's understandable.
That was a teaching moment for that guy in charge in the other shift. Oh, and it worked. Because all of a sudden he's like, hey, we're going to start doing this. Oh, very good. Here's all this stuff that's prepared for you guys. Team
player.
Yeah, thanks for playing on the team. Sometimes I had to give. There is an I in team, and I've showed it to you before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And where is it? It's in the a-hole. Right?
Yeah.
So we need to. I like.
Right.
If I draw the little thing, we should show that. Like you should draw that real quick in the block letters and see. This is where it is.
I'll see if I can get that.
Yeah,
I'll put up team and
put it up on there and then you show it. But no, like honestly, like if you're, you can't do that.
Okay, so the point I was going to make on that is
I cut you off.
No, you're fine. It was
I know
it was that don't tempt me with a good time. No, the thing I was going to say is
that's going to totally end up being the beginning of the clip. I can see that already.
That would be hilarious.
If it does that, you're going to have to change the clip because they'll ban that one. But that would be funny. It's like the beginning of the clip is me going.
You've done it so many times, it's going to come.
Yeah, now it's going to.
Now it's happening. Yeah. No, but it was a thing you were saying at the beginning that you respect the rank.
Yes.
Okay, so the thing I've always said is you respect the rank doesn't necessarily mean you respect the person.
Oh, absolutely. And
that plays into it.
Dick Winters said that in Band of Brothers to was it Captain Sobel. Mm-hmm. He saluted him. He didn't salute back. He said, "You respect them. You salute the rank, not the man."
Yeah,
because they didn't get along. They didn't like each other.
Yep.
But that's the same thing. Like at work, like my boss is my boss.
Yep.
And I respect his decisions. Now that doesn't mean that I follow them without guidance, without question.
Yes.
Because if I have a fundamental issue with it, I'm going to bring it up with the, like I said, with the alternate way forward.
You're going to do what you can to kind of skirt around it as much as you can.
And if he says, this is how we have to go forward. Yes, sir. And I'm going to get it done one way or another.
But during that process of getting it done,
yes,
you're going to do one of these instead of straight line here. You're going to do kind of one of these.
I'm going to push what I can in the gray to see what works best for my guys.
Yes, absolutely. Because being a leader. That's what it comes down to. But I don't think enough people realize that is you respect the rank, not necessarily the person.
Oh yeah, because there's people
It's
that I
two separate things.
absolutely hate as a person,
Yep.
but I respect their job and their position.
And I think that's what I was saying. I think not enough people realize that is those
Yeah.
are two absolutely completely
Two different worlds.
separate things.
Yep.
Absolutely. Granted, you may absolutely hate this person, but because they have that rank, you need to respect that rank. You need
Absolutely.
There's no going around this one right here. There's no going around this thing. You can go around this one.
Yeah.
You can't go around this one.
No, not in our positions.
Well, but it goes
Well,
for
it goes through life in general. Everybody's got a boss.
yeah. You
Yeah.
respect the rank, not necessarily the
Yes,
the
the person.
You
Because there's
granted, you
people
gotta
that
find your way to
yeah, there's people that I absolutely think are terrible bosses, but they're my boss. But at the same time, that person could be somebody that I absolutely love in my off-duty time.
well
And on a personal level, they're amazing human beings. Love them to death.
but it could
Can't stand them in a work setting.
it goes I was gonna say it,
Yeah.
it can go the opposite direction. You can
Yeah.
love the person. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
absolutely respect the person, not so much respect the rank with the decisions
But
they're
I
making.
still do it.
You're still gonna do it because of that, but it can go
Oh, yeah.
absolute opposite direction. You love the person, they're a great person, all this stuff. You're gonna try your best to help them,
Yes.
but you're like, it's a terrible decision.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, even people who've worked for me,
Yep.
I'm like, you are the most worthless person at work that I've ever had work for me.
You've actually said that?
Yes. And I said, but I'm really good friends with. Like, it was somebody I've been friends with for 15 years. And I'm like, I don't know how you've made it this far and not been fired. Like, you are honestly one of the worst people I've ever had work for me.
Wow.
Now, and they adjusted. They did their best to adjust a little bit, but it was mostly their personality.
Yeah.
At work, it did not jive.
Makes sense.
Now, on a personal level, super great person, would do anything for you, take the shirt off their back for you.
Yep.
Would take a bullet for you. But you are not fit for this job. Like, you do not have the personal temperament for this job.
And that happens.
Yeah.
But we're hitting time.
Oh shoot.
So on that note,
Live good,
ride hard.
and we will catch you next time. His bladder is the size of a ping pong ball.